The world will surely become a much better place to live if we understand the importance of happiness over money. On the auspicious occasion of both Purnima, I wish that you may find rays of hope and your life is entitled by the divine grace of Lord Buddha. Warm wishes to you all on Buddha Purnima. A very warm good morning to respected Group Director Ma'am Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi, Honorable Director Dr. Bhupendra Kumar Som, Dr. Alka Jyoti, faculty members, and my dear and loved students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the pre-induction series for the batch 2021-23 organized by Lloyd Business School. Lloyd Business School is more than a decade-old institution established in 2004. It's a privately endowed, co-educational modern-day frontline B school approved by AICT, Ministry of HRD, Government of India, ranked second in Greater Noida and 12th in North India. The guiding philosophy of Lloyd is to integrate theoretical knowledge with the practical application for creating highly skilled and employable management professionals. The journey today will mark its beginning with our dynamic group director, ma'am, Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi's session, Lessons from Leaders, focused upon sharing the thoughtful experiences of life of various leaders who have been successful in achieving their life goals. So with this, I would now like to call ma'am to mark the beginning of the program with a thoughtful session. Please, ma'am.
Thanks for this beginning, Shubham. Very auspicious. And it is an auspicious day. It's Buddha Purnima. So my wishes to everybody here for Buddha Purnima. So very, warm wishes to everybody for Buddha Purnima. And good morning to all the new students of 2021 session in the management school. Also, good morning and warm wishes of Buddha Purnima to my dear faculty colleagues and staff who have joined today. This session especially will be directed to the first year students of 2021, and I shall be talking more so in a perspective of just warming up, so because we have a lot of sessions planned after this. There are full 2 years planned for you people after this, and a lot of sessions even in the pre-induction time, even before you get started with your classes. There are a lot of sessions, there's a lot of activity planned for you. So consider this session as a kind of a warm-up session, for all of you, to actually show through you, a showcasing of what Lloyd is all about, what kind of management education we have, what kind of culture we have is what we are going to be showcasing. So thank you for giving me this chance to speak to you. For the students who have joined new this year, 2021, one is many congratulations to all of you. You've taken a very wise decision that, you have joined studies, you have joined higher education, you have taken the plunge into higher studies of management, because this is the right time. This is just the right time when you take a decision. Rather, any decision you take in your life, once you have taken the decision, consider it as the right time and never consider going back on that. So many congratulations to you that you even took this decision of spending money during the pandemic times. I understand that some of your families might not be earning too well, or maybe you don't have a source of income, a steady source of income to fund your fees throughout these 2 years. But believe me, there could be no better time to continue your studies than this time. In fact, we are all upskilling ourselves, even your faculty, even the senior leadership, everybody is getting, upskilled. So once you have taken the decision to pursue your higher education, many congratulations to you. And I'm sure it's going to, prove right that you've taken a decision to come here. आगे की टॉक हम बाइलिंगुअल रखेंगे, इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में. I understand many of you come from areas where you have not been very conversant with English, लेकिन कभी भी लैंग्वेज हम लोगों के बीच में बैरियर नहीं बनना चाहिए. जो मैं कहना चाह रही हूँ वो उतना ही आपको समझ में भी आना चाहिए, rather than I talk in French and you don't understand a word of it. So no point of my existence only, in the institute. Forget about the webinar. एक छोटा सा प्रेजेंटेशन है जो आप लोगों के साथ मैं शेयर करूंगी, एंड वी शैल बी टॉकिंग थ्रू द प्रेजेंटेशन के बाद में, इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस you can put it in the chat box, or you can ask your mentors, and I shall be ready to answer those questions as well during our first meeting. So this session will be around 30-35 minutes, and I can probably since this slide talks about you being welcome to the institute, so definitely this should be where we start the session. Though you have been interacting with a lot of people, all of you students in the admission team, you have been interacting with your mentors since the time you took admission, but you have never interacted personally with me. So usually I like interacting in person with people, but because this is the only choice we have for a couple of more days till the lockdown opens, and we get ready to welcome you to the campus, this is the only choice we have. So ladies and gentlemen, my new management entrance of 2021, it is with great pleasure to welcome you to Lloyd Business School this morning. I wish to really congratulate each one of you for having secured your place in business education, and second, for having good sense to choose to study in Lloyd Business School. We at Lloyd, we put the student at the center of everything we do. Your experience here at Lloyd, your success is as important to each and every member of Lloyd and staff who works here as it is to you. So understand yourself to be the sun of our solar system. Each student here who comes to Lloyd is our sun, and everything else, the professional certifications, the faculty, the management vision, the infrastructure, the digitalization, placement activities are all like planets which are moving around you. So that is what Lloyd is based on, that the student is the center of all activities. And your arrival at Lloyd marks a new chapter in the story of your life. You're going to always remember when you started your post-graduation studies. For us also, today is the high point of the year. It is with great pleasure that we welcome each batch each year, and it puts a great responsibility on us. We are very happy to see so many faces, online now though. But every year when so many faces, so many people join the institute, it's a very happy feeling for us, but it also puts a great responsibility. So I have been here in this institute since the last 16 years. So you can, really understand how many of you new entrants have found their way into Lloyd and out of Lloyd after their studies. And still every year, so many students keep coming back to me, and they're working, so well. And we feel really proud that we have created these students. Now, in a couple of months, or rather in a couple of weeks, when this pandemic is over, you will have to come to the college. You will leave the comfort of the house, or rather, I will say sometimes discomfort also. Not everybody will be very happy in the house where mummy nagging every morning, please wake up, or papa telling ki kabhi to pad lo, pura time phone mein lage ho. So maybe some of you will be happy also to come to the campus, and I'm sure you're really excited. So these are few days in human life when you're really elated, when you're really happy. The first day in postgraduate education and postgraduate college is one of them. But this excitement, let me tell you, my dear friends, is not free from challenges. The immediate challenge is of online classes, where many of you might be feeling, why are we doing this online classes? We are not meeting our people. But, this is the best that can happen in this scenario. The kind of interactions that you will have in the next 2 months from the who's who in the corporate, from the who's who around the globe would not have been possible if it was not for these online classes. We might not been, able to have such people maybe from Germany or France or UK or US to interact with our students as we are doing during the online times. So there could be a challenge sometimes, technical session, technical problems, internet nahi chal raha hai, ya certain other things, you don't have a laptop, you have to manage through a mobile, but this will be later or sooner over and you will come to the campus. So let's forget the immediate challenges for a moment. Let's think about long-term perspectives. Let's get prepared for the future. Let's do a futuristic course. Let's gather certifications which will skill you, which will make you corporate ready, and which will help you to rise to leadership positions. So ये जो अभी जो आप समय जिससे आप गुजर रहे हैं, probably you feel that ये समय कभी खत्म नहीं होगा या ये online ही चलता रहेगा. So just forget about those. These are tiny things. These are petty issues. Think about long-term perspectives. आज जो आपने सीखा है, आज जो आपने सर्टिफिकेशन में एनरोल किया है, उसको आप 5 साल बाद कहाँ यूज कर पाएंगे? 2 साल बाद जब आप जॉब करने जाएंगे तो एक IBM सर्टिफिकेशन या एक Amazon सर्टिफिकेशन आपके कहाँ काम आएगी? कौन से टूल्स आपने सीखे जो एनालिटिक्स में आपके काम आएंगे? So those are the things that we have to think about how each day, about how each interaction. For example, आज हमारी मुलाकात हो रही है. इस मुलाकात के बाद आपने क्या सीखा? ऐसा क्या एक लेसन आपने लिया after our conversation today, which you are going to remember for a lifetime? There are so many times. It's been almost 26 years since I was in college, and I still remember. I still remember what one of my professors once said to me. तो हो सकता है कोई एक ऐसी चीज हो जो अभी आधे घंटे बाद आप को स्ट्राइक करे और आप उसको पूरी जिंदगी याद रखें. So let's look for those takeaways. I will appreciate if each one of you student and if possible staff as well could just pick one takeaway from our talk that we're going to be having. So I'm a little bad at changing slides. We are at slide 2. Shubham, please let me know if the slides are not being changed.
Sure, ma'am, sure. It's on slide 2.
Yeah. So this is our Times B School ranking, because this is worth congratulating to all my students of Lloyd, and everybody who has made this possible. So the immense dedication of our faculty, the entire staff of Lloyd, all the students' results which made it possible, the placement team who works tirelessly to place each one of our students to prepare you for the interviews, and more so and maximum, which goes to the vision of the management of the institute, our president, Mr. Tehrani. So everybody comes together and brings these results possible. It's a very proud moment, for Lloyd to have achieved a Times B School ranking, which is not less than an NRIF ranking and comes next to that. So you would be, proud to see these figures. You must have seen them before also, but I thought I should start my, talk with such a congratulatory note. Let's also talk about professional certifications at Lloyd. So just these 2-3 things which are new developments which you should know about. Very proud to know again that Lloyd has tied up with 4 biggest organizations of the world. Yes, globally, the biggest organizations who are working on computer science and data analytics: Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, IBM, and Oracle. So every student who walks into Lloyd in the business school gets a certification from either of these organizations. So like IBM works on artificial intelligence and data science. अभी आप सब बच्चे चाहे commerce background से हैं, चाहे arts से हैं, चाहे science से हैं, या mathematics, statistics, कुछ भी आप पढ़े हुए हैं या BTech करे हुए हैं, everybody has to learn analytics. Everybody has to know AI. This Saturday only, coming Saturday, Dr. Shruti is doing a conclave on fintech, that is artificial intelligence in the world of finance. So we've already done a seminar on analytics on HR. In fact, HR analytics is a subject. So, everybody needs to know this. If you have to set up a new business, or if you're going to be working with any corporate. So any corporate works on business. आप जहां पर भी suppose आपका, even if you're working with a fruit vendor, किसी का फल का ठेला लगा हुआ है, से लेकर अगर आप Reliance में काम करते हैं, या you work with the biggest of organizations, you're working with Deloitte's or McKinsey's, one thing that you're going to be working on is analytics. अभी तक इस बिजनेस में क्या हुआ, आगे इस बिजनेस में क्या होने वाला है, उस पे डिपेंड करेगा कि आप कितना पैसा कमाएंगे, आपका बिजनेस कितना अच्छा करेगा. So definitely what you need to know is the tools which do this analysis. And the tools, I mean the analytical tools. Abhi aap, you open any newspaper, you go to page number 8 or 9, just after the editorials, all you get to read is analytics. So that is what, my dear friend, you have to understand, that these professional certifications of data analytics are as important as studying probably a tally or a tableau or whatever, old time courses that you used to do. Jahan aap accounts, economics, theory of leadership, operations management, strategic management padhenge, वैसे ही आपको analytics पढ़ना है. And Lloyd is the only institute which has got certifications from the biggest giants of the globe. It was no easy task for us also, being a private institute in Greater Noida, small institute of 5,000 students, to convince these organizations to tie up with us. So even I will also spend one moment to talk about Lloyd's beautiful and very literate advisory board members. And you will be surprised to know, ladies and gentlemen, that Lloyd has got an advisory board of 22 members, which is bigger even than an IIM, which is bigger even than an IIT and any other management institute of India. And these include the who's who of the management and corporate industry. So once you come to the campus, you will have a chance to meet and interact with all of these people who form a part of our board and who form a part of all the decisions which are taken. अभी हम जितने corporate tie-ups करते हैं, whatever we do, कि कौन सा course introduce करना है, कौन सी company के साथ tie-up करना है, infrastructurally क्या changes करने हैं, everything happens in conformity with these people. And, we have constant meetings with these people. So there is a list beyond this as well. But these are the people I wanted you to be introduced to. So we have got people from ISB Hyderabad. We have got people from IIMs, from IITs. So this is the first list. This is page 2 of the same people. And you will be surprised to see the positions of these people. I'll just surf through it. You can find it on the website. और ये कौन-कौन सी organizations के साथ connected हैं, and the kind of colleges that they come from. So this I just wanted you to know where you are entering, or imagine हम आपसे क्या उम्मीद रखते हैं after you know the kind of people who are connected with us. Now, Dr. Shruti asked me to speak on leadership lessons, that maybe I have learned through my life, or the lessons that we learn from various places. So I modified it a little, and I'm going to be telling you in the next 15 minutes about management lessons that we have learned from not only leaders, but also from certain other areas, जैसे कि management lessons from movies, from our mythology and history, and from leaders. Because I'm sure अभी आप घर पे हैं पिछले काफी महीनों से, तो खूब टीवी देख रहे होंगे. You would be gorging on Netflix series and Amazon and what not, and maybe a lot of YouTube as well. So I thought थोड़ा सा आपका interest arouse करते हैं by talking about movies. So these are certain movies which have inspired me in my life. There are others as well. Now there's a new edition called Jobs, which I saw latest. आप लोगों ने देखी होगी या book पढ़ी होगी Steve Jobs की. So this is, these are certain things when we watch a movie, sometimes we really come out of the movie hall, or if you're watching it in our drawing rooms, we come out of it feeling really energized and inspired. जैसे सुल्तान देख के आए थे तो there was this feeling कि कुछ भी achieve कर सकते हैं, even with a big pouch which Salman Khan had after gaining 10, 15, 20 kgs of weight. He was able to run so fast, and it gives goosebumps. You really get your hair rising on the arms, and you see that you're really inspired. So कुछ ऐसी movies हैं, अभी आपके पास time भी है अगर आपने इनमें से कोई नहीं देखी, and what are the lessons we learn from them? So there is a movie called Invictus. It's one of my favorites, and maybe as management students, I would recommend you to watch it. It actually captures the essence of what is inspirational leadership and what inspirational leadership can achieve. I also learned after watching this movie how to overcome personal hurt and how to rise to a bigger cause. I learned how to come to terms with emotions. Instead of fighting with our emotions, how we work with our emotions and bring out the best in us. Plus, of course, one gets leadership lessons from the life of Nelson Mandela in this movie, which obviously, who is such an icon of leadership. So these are the lessons we learn from Invictus, and it's very important as management leaders. You cannot be personally hurt all the time with what your bosses said or what happened in the family, but you have to rise to a bigger cause, and bigger cause is to take your organization to the highest of platforms, to take your career to the highest of places. And you cannot have your emotions pull you down. I understand there could be sometimes losses in the family. अभी कल अखबार में पढ़ रहे थे ambulance driver जिसकी mother passed away, so he continued to drive the ambulance in spite of hearing the news of his mother dying, because that was his job. He had to overcome the personal hurt and emotions at that time. Why? Because the bigger cause was to take the corona patients from home to the hospital. So he worked for a bigger cause. He did not let his emotions turn him down. So that is what we have to think about. Another movie called My Fair Lady. So My Fair Lady, very beautiful, movie. Then there is another one. So you get to learn a lot from Audrey Hepburn personally as well, the kind of quotes she writes. So both the movies, Manpasand and My Fair Lady, are both based on high expectations of people. Even in My Fair Lady, it teaches you about how to set high expectations and how to help people reach their true potential. That is what you learn from Manpasand as well. It's a Hindi movie starring Devan and then Tina Muneem. So, set high expectations. अपने लिए बिल्कुल ऐसा गोल रखो जो अचीवेबल हो. वही दुनिया बदल सकते हैं जो सोचते हैं कि वो दुनिया बदलेंगे. And then help people reach their true potential. That is what we learn from them. Then most favorite movie, Lakshya. What do we learn from Lakshya? Management lessons we learn from Lakshya is how to recognize a hidden talent. Poor Hrithik Roshan didn't know he had a hidden talent. So it's about recognizing the talent. It is about assigning the duty to set a target. Lakshya ka matlab kya hai? Target. So all of you must have a target in front of you. You have to believe in yourself कि ये मैंने लक्ष्य बनाया है और इसको मैं अचीव करके रहूंगा या करके रहूंगी, and then plan to achieve your target. Never be afraid of failure. Failure is a part of it. Even that poem from which Amitabh Bachchan recites, which his father wrote. So चींटी चढ़ती है और कई बार गिरती है. Never be afraid of failure. अगर हम डरते रहेंगे कि हम चढ़ेंगे और गिरेंगे तो हम कभी चढ़ ही नहीं पाएंगे. So we have to take the first step. In Lakshya, Hrithik Roshan enrolled into an NDA. He failed, he came back and he went back again. Probably for the sake of love only. He knew कि ये कर लिया तो Preeti Zinta is set. So वो लक्ष्य था उसके सामने, and he made it, happen to him. So very, very important. Then again, one of the favorites of the youngsters, and obviously our favorite as well, Three Idiots. So many leadership lessons, so many management lessons we learned from Three Idiots. So never try to be successful. क्या बोलते हैं उसके अंदर कि सक्सेस के पीछे नहीं भागो, अपना पैशन परस्यू करो और सक्सेस दौड़ के आपके पीछे आएगा. Do what you like to do. Even in management, now that you've enrolled into a course, do what you like to do. Once you start reading that finance page of the newspaper, slowly you're going to like it. It becomes your passion. और फिर सक्सेस आपके पीछे भागेगा, because you will be so informed. आप जब पढ़ेंगे तो आपको इतना इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा, इतना नॉलेज बेस मिलेगा, that you're going to forget everything else, but only pursue your passion. It also taught us about freedom to life. So one of those guys wanted to do photography in life. But in India, I will not say कि आप सिर्फ photography या dancing जैसा passion pursue करके you can be successful. You need to have something on the side, something on the education side, which can be a parallel career. अगर मेरी photography successful नहीं हुई, या अगर मैं dance का एकदम I don't become a dance crew that I can earn millions of rupees. So what are you going to rely on? You're going to rely on the management degree that you have, which will at least put bread on your table. So main, the management lesson that I learned from Three Idiots is the life is an emotional management, not always an intelligence optimization. We are not going to be rated by 80s and 90% that we got in our lives. I understand that's important. I understand that getting those ranks and getting those percentages are important, because even for placements, you need, some particular percentage, then only they let you sit in the interviews. But that's not the end of the world. You also need to manage your emotions, and there is no harm in displaying emotions. There's no harm in crying. There's no harm in shouting, in being absolutely aggressive. It is absolutely fine. So you have to learn how to control your emotions after that, and not let you take them to take decisions when you are in emotions. So more so, you have to learn emotional management. You also learn that simplicity is life. They were all so simple. One of the guys who was flaunting of his diamonds and about his money did not get the actress in the end, because simplicity is life. You all have to believe life is very simple. Emotions are simple. So these are the lessons we, learn from these kind of movies. There are many more. Once you come to the campus, we'll watch some movies together in the auditorium and see, what else we learn from them. A lot of management lessons we learn from mythology. We have read the Mahabharata, we have read Ramayana, we have read Gita. I mean, I'm sure most of you will have families who read these books. And, आपने भी वो serial देखा होगा जो TV में आता है. So at least you will be knowing the story. So something that is really in, and sometimes you're asked this in interviews as well. What is your management style? Is your management style like Lord Ram or like Lord Krishna, which are two different management lessons? In Hindu mythology, that these are the two great epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. But what was different between Rama and Krishna? It was their managerial style. It was also the type of people who were being led. So both of them were leaders of their teams, but the teams were different. So Ram was leading a team of an army of monkeys who were not skilled fighters, and they were looking for direction. While on the other hand, Lord Krishna was leading Arjun, who was one of the best archer of his time. So while Lord Ram's role was to show it and lead it from the front, imagine भगवान है और उनकी सेना कौन है? बंदरों की. और एक है भगवान कृष्ण और उनकी सेना कौन है? अर्जुन, जो खुद ही वर्ल्ड्स बेस्ट धनुर्धर है. So the kind of teams you are leading will also depend the kind of managers that you become. Krishna played the role of a coach whose job was to, guide Arjun on the right path. Krishna was not teaching Arjun archery. वो उसको धनुष चलाना नहीं सिखा रहा था, but he could help him see things from a different perspective. गीता का ज्ञान क्या था? It was a different perspective. So once you become a leader like Krishna, you are not going to handhold your team and teach them the basic tasks. Rather, you are just helping them see things from a different perspectives. So you could see Ram was crying also. So he was, though a skilled warrior, he was leading monkeys, but he was very emotional. And he was motivated, he motivated his army to fight for his cause. Whereas Lord Krishna was a strategic guru. He worked with the best professionals. He worked with the senior most of the Kauravas, the senior most of the Pandavas. He provided strategic clarity. He allowed his team members to take a lead. He was behind, but he allowed his team members to fight for the cause of the team. And maybe you will remember, Krishna hardly ever displayed emotions. Ram used to cry for his beloved wife, but Krishna was emotionally very strong. So you have to look at your team and you have to reflect what type of a leader you are. Are you answering or solving problems for people or who ask relevant questions from their people so that they find their own solutions? या तो आप अपनी टीम को, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी आप कॉलेज में भी हैं एंड मे बी यू वर्किंग ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट, आपके साथ 5 और लोग हैं, या तो आप बिकम अ लीडर एंड टेल देम ऐसे करो, ये वहां रखो, ये प्रोजेक्ट ऐसे बनाना है, या फिर आप उन्हीं से आंसर्स निकालो. So this depends also on the kind of team you are leading. All this is going to help you once you join a corporate and you have a team behind you. So are you someone who directs them all the time or someone who clarifies their doubts? So do you have monkeys in your team or, do you also have the experts in your team? It depends on that. So these are our leadership gurus. These are our leadership, these are lessons from leaders. Ram and Krishna have been our leaders. They are not only gods to be worshipped when we go to the temple, but they are also our history. This is where we learn maximum from. We see leaders every day around us. So it is not only leaders being in Nelson Mandela or Mahatma Gandhi or Oprah Winfrey, some of them whom we are going to talk about, but we see leaders everywhere and there is so much to learn. I learn from my husband. So many leadership lessons he gives me, which probably I don't have, and I keep upskilling every day. So isn't it good for us to also reflect and think what managerial style will bring the best from you? Ultimately, results matter. So आप अपनी टीम को कैसे मोटिवेट कर सकते हैं will depend upon your managerial style, your leadership styles. Some of the leaders also that I would like to talk about is one of them being Abraham Lincoln. So something that he was based on powerful persistence. You understand? Persistence, एक चीज जो हमेशा है, not like it goes up and down, but it persists. वो बहुत लंबा stay करती है. So he had a powerful persistence. One of the, he's a leader from history. And, with Abraham Lincoln, he said that always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any other. आप resolve करिए, आप ये मन में टिका लीजिए कि मुझे successful होना ही है और कोई option नहीं है. He was the 16th president of United States. He is a leadership who exemplified determination. And he also is a reminder that great leaders must remain persistent. Performance has to be persistent and persistently high. Even when others do not believe in your vision as a leader. Sometimes, so I don't know how many Modi followers we have here today, but some people are doubting his vision as a leader. Lekin he is persistent in his efforts. He knows what he is doing right. He has the determination that he is doing things right. So powerful persistence is what you learn from Abraham Lincoln's life. जब आपने एक बार सोच लिया, that determination, और उसके बाद उसको powerfully implement करना is what you're going to be learning. Oprah Winfrey. So one of my personal favorites is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey says, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. अगर मेरा कोई दोस्त मुझे कहता है कि चलो अब तुम भी नहीं पढ़ो, मैं भी नहीं पढ़ता, and let's go and have some fun at the night, during night. आपको क्या लगता है कि वो आपका सबसे अच्छा दोस्त है जो आपको पार्टी करा रहा है? Not at all. That friend of yours is being selfish, and also you are not really in good company. Let me tell you, having fun with friends is fine once in a while, but not when it comes at a cost of not doing your responsibility completely. आपने अपना काम नहीं करा, वो छोड़ के you're going to have fun because your friends telling you to do that. You know, so Oprah Winfrey came at a time when women were not very readily embraced in the entertainment industry. She came from very humble beginnings. She came from a family where her mother and grandmother used to work in others' houses as maids. She became pregnant at the age of 14, and then she went through an abortion. That's when her stepmother, because her mother was also unwed, uski mother was not married and she was born. So her unwed mother told her, this is the beginning of a new life. Either you break it or you make it. She decided to make it. She was a black staying in United States in Chicago. And look at from where to what she became. They did not have money to have bread on the table. And now the so popular Oprah Winfrey show, which has won so many, multiple Emmy awards. It is broadcast in 200 countries. She has received the Golden Globe Award. So she has made history. Who could be a better leader from somebody who comes from such a humble background? हम लोग सोचते हैं कि हम तो स्मॉल टाउन से हैं, मैं तो इटावा में रहता हूँ, या सपोज मैं तो मेरठ में रहती हूँ, आई कम फ्रॉम अ स्मॉल टाउन क्लोज टू चेन्नई, मैं कैसे आगे बढ़ सकती हूँ, यहाँ तो सब दिल्ली के लड़के लड़कियां हैं, यहाँ तो पीपल आर वेरी स्मार्ट एंड दे विल टेक मी फॉर अ राइड. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. इट्स ऑल इन योर माइंड. If you have thought that I'm going to overcome everybody else, I'm going to make a success story of myself, you can make it. And these are the people. These are not exceptions. There are so many like them. ये तो हमको सिर्फ टीवी पे नजर आते हैं, or that they have become super successful, so we get to see them. But so many of these people, Akshay Kumar, he was a bhatia guy and doing some chowmin making or samosa making in Singapore, and look at where he is. So these are humble beginnings which lead to such beautiful results. Jeff Bezos, you've heard about him. हम रोज ऑर्डर करते हैं उनकी कंपनी से. Amazon is our favorite vendor. But what does Jeff Bezos says? He says a company shouldn't get addicted to being shiny. Shiny doesn't last. क्या मतलब है? All that glitters is not gold. So कंपनी को यूज टू नहीं हो जाना कि हमेशा चमक दमक रहेगी. चमक दमक हमेशा नहीं रहती है. It comes down. बट क्या रहता है, उसके पीछे क्या सब्सटेंस है. Imagine Flipkart couldn't survive for so long. It went through all those problems. So many companies which came in the retail market and e-commerce could not survive. But Amazon survived, and survived very strongly because of the leadership of the CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He's known for his visionary insight. He turned an idea about e-commerce which many did not understand at that time. 20 साल पहले कौन सोचता था कि ऐसे e-commerce होगा या delivery होगी. And today it is the most admired company, having market value of around $200 million or more than that, $200 billion and more than that. His vision is defined by, his marketing strategies. So, he understood the mentality of the people who are buying products by the way the people purchase products. Not simply, he's just not an online merchant of the way he started as books. So he's just not a seller. आपने order किया और बेच दिया. he makes it a habit. आप एक चीज खरीदेंगे, आपको चार चीज और नजर आएगी वहां पे. So he understood the psychology of the purchasing of people, and that's how he took it up. For our own dear Mr. Tata, how Tata started and where it is now, from JRD Tata to Ratan Tata, because of their management strategies. So with Tatas, they believe in a Y theory of leadership, Y theory of management. अब आप ये पढ़ेंगे once you come to the class. What is an X theory and what is a Y theory? Y theory is very liberating. जहाँ जो कुछ होता है वो लोगों के लिए होता है. So even if you are leading monkeys, आप जो भी कर रहे हैं वो आप अपने लोगों के लिए कर रहे हैं. So Tata is a very employee friendly company, and that's why it's so popular. That is why, because whatever is being done in the company is by the people and for the people. Some things that, one thing that I would want you to remember, which is some gyan in the end, which will help you perform in higher education. One is, make sure, before you read this quote, make sure you attend your lectures, make sure you attend your tutorials and your computer labs, make sure you do your assignments, you read the material advised by your lecturers and mentors. Ensure that you make enough time for private study. आपको खुद भी पढ़ना है. Develop a study plan. Doing a management course in higher education is not an easy task, but we don't have to make it boring. So in between, we'll go to the library, we will use online learning resources, we will have a lot of events, not only online. I hope and pray the pandemic gets over. Lot of activities, lot of marketing activities in campus. We shall be participating in a lot of inter-college events. But the basic work has to be completed, while also we expect you to assume a new level of responsibility. Please realize that you are not alone. If you find things difficult, don't run away. Seek help. Seek help from your classmates, from your mentors, from your admission counselors, and from me. Always, always, and never forget that. Always seek help. Don't feel कि मैं अकेला हूं, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रही, या मैं अकेली हूं, मेरी जॉब नहीं लगेगी, मेरे को सर्टिफिकेशन नहीं आएगा. We are all there for you. Just remember, the only thing that remains constant is change. हम पहले क्लास में आते थे, अभी हम ऑनलाइन है, वर्चुअल है, धीरे धीरे हम फिर क्लास में आएंगे. एंड वी हैव टू क्विकली अडेप्ट. हमको वहीं अटके नहीं रहना है कि मुझे तो ऐसे पढ़ना था, अब ऑनलाइन क्लास हो रही है तो ये क्या फायदा हो रहा है, मुझे तो करना ही नहीं था. यू डोंट हैव टू थिंक दैट. इट्स यू हैव टू क्विकली अडेप्ट. कल गर्मी थी, आज ठंड है, कल बारिश होगी. वी हैव टू क्विकली अडेप्ट. हम उसी गर्मी में रह जाएंगे तो फिर सर्दी कैसे फेस करेंगे आज, या बारिश कैसे फेस करेंगे. So maybe what is today, 5 years from now, it will be absolutely different. Quickly adapt to change. And once you have taken a decision, just stick to it. I would also like to tell a lot of students who've taken admission this year that not everybody is as good as you are. कहते हैं ना कि अगर मैं वेजिटेरियन हूं, सो मुझे ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि शेर मुझे नहीं खाएगा. शेर तो नॉन वेजिटेरियन है. So probably once you come to Greater Noida area, you're going to see not all colleges, not all institutes are the same, but we make a difference in our institute. And once you come here, you're going to realize the difference. You're going to see the change that happens here and that you will not see in any other institute. We are emotionally connected to each of our kids. We make sure that we bring up each of you in the same manner that we bring up our own kids. So with these words of advice, with some gyan and some leadership lessons, I wish you every success at Lloyd. I'm confident that you will, have an immensely rewarding experience at Lloyd. And I sincerely believe that if you have that attitude to succeed, which is my last slide after this, you're going to make it happen. But remember this one, you can take a picture of this. Believe in yourself. Work hard, work smart, work passionately, present your best self to the world. You don't have to, walk into the college wearing your old clothes. present your best self कि घर पे ठीक है आप ऐसे ही बैठे हैं शॉर्ट्स पहन के, बट व्हेन यू कम टू द कॉलेज मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट्स कैसे आते हैं, टाई लगा के, ब्लेजर, ट्राउजर्स, पॉलिश शूज, बिकॉज वी आर प्रेजेंटिंग आवर बेस्ट सेल्फ टू द वर्ल्ड. That gives a lot of confidence and attitude that I was telling you about. So my takeaway thought is attitude, जिसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं मनोदृष्टि. आप जैसा सोचते हैं आप वैसा बनते हैं. Attitude is everything. You don't have to forget it. Attitude positive रहेगा, attitude loving रहेगा, attitude forgiving रहेगा, attitude target oriented रहेगा, तो वैसे ही आप बनेंगे. That is my two pennies on this first day with management students today. If there is anything you feel you have to ask, feel free to ask. We have chat open, and or if you have any questions later also, please feel free. I can write my email ID here. You can mail me if there is anything. Otherwise, your mentors are like family to you, and they will guide you for everything else that you need personally, professionally. You want to talk to a senior, कोई ऐसी बात है आप मम्मी से नहीं कर सकते हैं या पापा से नहीं कर सकते हैं. Please feel free to talk to your mentors. Please feel free to interact with me as well. I would love to hear from you on LinkedIn, or you can follow me on Twitter, or just write me an email. I will definitely reply to that. So good luck to all, and thanks Dr. Shruti for this wonderful session. Also my compliments to Dr. Som, our director of the management school at Lloyd, for taking the management school so strongly. And to all, my compliments to all the faculty and staff of Lloyd who did such a wonderful job, who are doing such a wonderful job since so many years. We hope to strongly take it forward with these students. Thank you so much, and good luck to you all.
For a wonderful talk, ma'am. We are really inspired, means whatever the words you have shared. I hope, like you have shared, the students will definitely take the key points, and they must have definitely taken, the screenshots of the things which you have shared. And let me share the experience, one-liner from the last batch only, ma'am. Students till date say that from the first talk which Vandana ma'am has delivered, we have learned so much that these things we are today also applying. Thank you very much, ma'am, for taking out the time for such a wonderful talk. Thank you.